actual gameplay. So for those of you who follow my Nexus page, you'll know that I just released a mod which basically combined a bunch of other mods, FO edits all into one. Some people were asking if I asked for the mod creator's permission. Well, technically no, because I recreated their work. I went to FO edit, compared them all like this, and then basically made a new mod that merged all the entries. I uploaded the first version earlier today, and now I'm going back in because there's been some reports that hands are missing. So I'm going through looking at each and every single item entry before I start adding additional features that I want to add. And because I actually untagged from my load order those other mods, but I have other mods that are sort of expand upon them. It's like Armor Smith Extended. Here is one. And basically I'm just trying to make sure that all of the entries match in terms of what areas they're selecting. Then once I've gone through all of these items and make sure their items are selected, I'm going to go and see if I missed anything in the actual FO files. I'm pretty sure that when I load up the game there are some that still have the original unsorted names. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then another thing is, I remember when I opened up the actual modding menu, there were some duplicate entries. So I'm going to sort through the duplicate entries and make sure to get rid of any duplicates. Like, for example, are those the same ones? I don't think I need that one, but like I said, it's first version's up. Now I'm trying to clean it up a bit. That will take some time, one stage at a time. It's weird how a lot of these only have an entry for hands and like hair and stuff in the original. But I suppose I probably won't get the conflict as long as I keep the armors to the 44 and 45 slot. But right now, I'm also excluding from the outerwear things the long hair circlet ear slots as well. Of course, it'll take actual playthrough by other people to see if there are any conflicts. But the idea is that you should be able to wear any of the armors with any of the items. I have a pretty huge list I still have to scan through. That one is fine. Some of them look like they're fine and don't need to be altered again. Same. Looks like it. So I can do compare selected on those. I can do like this, copy to selected. No, actually, yeah, copy to selected record. And that'll match all of those across to the other ones. scratched suit. Looks it's kind of interesting. A lot of these things only seem, even in the vanilla, when you exclude like the hair and ear and whatnot, but only the hand slot. So maybe in Fallout 4, the one that's listed as a hand slot, what I'm guessing is something that FO Edit just inherited from Test Edit, isn't actually hands, but is actually the body slot. Like they've resorted the slotting from Skyrim, and what slots mean what. But yeah, again, for those of you who are wondering, did I get permission from the mod authors to include their work? I'm not really including their work, I'm recreating it from scratch. I'm looking at what they did, and basically doing the same thing. The only real exception to this, which, and I fully admit that this was an oversight on my part, since I am combining so many mod effects, is I use a mod called Chem Redux in here, and I'm actually using its NIF files, its texture files, because when that mod what that mod is a texture overhaul essentially. But in order for its textures and meshes to work, they had to be changed in Test Edit to point to the new files, since they by default will just point to the generic regular files. So I basically have all of my files pointing to those new files, and I totally forgot that that's not just, text edits to the hex tables here in FO Edit, but actually me pointing to new meshes created by someone else and new textures. So I had that little oversight, and I've contacted him to see if he doesn't mind me using them. If he doesn't, I will have to figure out some alternate method. Like I'll probably have to hide my mod while I do something like remove those entries and just build a compatibility patch or something. It's not simply a matter of just deleting the files from the folder this is in. I would have to actually go in and edit their entries, which already are edited, and if I were to just delete the entries, then they wouldn't have the proper text giving their descriptives, like, this is a chem or whatever. So I can't just delete those entries. I have to go and edit the individual entries, so hopefully the mod author will understand that nothing untoward was meant by it. Just an oversight on my part, considering I'm doing so much other on these mods. What do we got here? Yeah, 33 has to be like the body slot. Everyone seems to be using it. But it does make me wonder what some of these other slots really are. So I know ring, the actual wedding ring you wear, is 51, which is actually, when you look at the entries here, 51 is just listed as decapitate. But the wedding ring might be separate from a ring slot. They may be planning to have, or have planned at some point, a regular ring that was on the other hand, and then the wedding ring is on, the opposing hand. So there may be a ring slot and basically a wedding ring slot. Which I think also Skyrim had. I believe the wedding ring was on a different slot than the regular jewelry you could wear in Skyrim. You can see these things like a tail slot, which have no real use for humans, but might either be a holdover from, again, Skyrim, or it could be from the fact that hooded cleanroom suit could be a holdover from, like, using the same baseline for all actors, including things like death claws, which do have tails. More of these I have to go through. A lot. Still a lot more to go through. might just be the forearm slots that are causing the problem on some of these. It might be that the forearm slot includes the hands, as opposed to the... Again, it might... Like, I'm pretty sure, 99% sure that these descriptors are not accurate. I know slot 60 is listed as unknown or whatever, but it's actually, that's the slot that Pip-Boy uses. The Pip-Boy actually uses slot 60. So if you try to have something replace slot 60, it will actually replace your ability to actually pull up the Pip-Boy, as the Pip-Boy is called from slot 60. I did that in my testing when I made a tweak to the backpack mod, which isn't published, just for my own personal use. It changed around its slot so that it wouldn't conflict with the wedding ring, or any of my armors, or the backpack, side bag, saddle bag I am also using. I actually can see the bottom of my list. Good. That's a plus. At some point I accidentally altered that mod, so I keep having to tick it off when I'm doing a save. Faded trench coat. Other faded trench coat. Outfit. Hopefully when I upload this, people will not be having the hand problem. And I have the hand problem as well, but I spent so much time making this mod, I just wanted to get a version up onto the Nexus, even if it hadn't been 100% finalized. Soon I will be at the end of the list. And another thing I want to do, once I actually get this working the way I want in-game, I want to go through all of these entries again, edit the descriptions. So like, for example, the various suits, like the tan suit and the teal suit and all that. I want to have them to say, outfit, outerwear, uniform, you know, postman's uniform or whatever. And then dirty at the end, just like how, like, when you get in the original game, there's the Vault 111 jumpsuit and Vault 111 jumpsuit hyphen new. So same thing, it would just be hyphen dirty, hyphen clean. So let's go and change names, so it'll be like hyphen dirty, hyphen clean. So they will actually sort next to each other in the inventory list, in-game. Instead of actually having dirties sort separately from the clean version. Like, if they're the exact same item, they'll sort one on top of each other. How many more of these do I need to do to match the other one? Well, I can see the bottom of my list. That's a good sign. I'm start working from my bottom. And sometimes I like to change it up and work from the bottom up instead of from the top down. And there's a few other things I plan to do in future releases. I want to build in functionality there's a mod that allows you to paint the mining helmets by enabling material slots as a settable option. So I want to enable that as a function. A few other things I want to do. A few other functionalities I want to replicate from other mods. That's sort of the big thing this is. It's a recreation of other mods, alterations, by comparing the records and then doing the same thing. So I'm not actually, I'm not using other people's work, I'm recreating others' work from scratch. So like, what entries did they change? Well, I'll change similar entries. You know, the description might be different because I'm using a different sorting logic. Another thing I'm planning to do is actually change if you actually look at what I have set for underwear, there's only 3 things that count as underwear, but I'm going to actually change that. I'll probably do it in this version, because it shouldn't be too complicated. Basically what I'm going to do is change the armor slot for all the various dresses so they can be used as under armor. You put them under. Same thing with the vault suits. The vault suits will not be an outerwear but an underwear. So it seems kind of weird to me, given the way the vault suits look, that you can have underneath the vault suit, you can have like the raider underwear. The vault suit should be your underwear. And then you have things like the road leathers on top of that, or like a lab coat over that, something like that. So those are going to be changed from outerwear to underwear. But first, let me make sure all of these are using the same proper slots for the outerwears before I start changing areas. Done? Looks like I am almost done. Then I want to go in and check all the keywords are relevant across to all of them. Pretty sure I'm just going to have to do a paste across for all the keywords, I believe. And security armor is just listed as long hair, strange. Well, it shouldn't conflict with anything else. Courser uniform. 2, 3, 4, 5. Colonial Dusta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clean tan suit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Clean striped suit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Close down that, just so that when I launch it later to test it, it's not like it's not pulling an old version of the file or whatever. Just an extra precaution. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 5 more left to do? I think only 5 more left to do, it looks like. Now, as it plays now, you can wear any of the armors with any of the outfits, so the conflicts there are gone. But people are reporting that their hands are missing, which means that one of these records is making the hands invisible. So just to find that record. But what I figured was was happening on a bunch of them, and I did a mass cross copy across, I'll just go through and make sure that they're all using the same modified records that match other mods. So those will all look the same. Okay, how do I want to do this next? This looks like the one I should be using to make baseline for the copy across. Power armor frames are referencing using the leather torso, leather lining, limb, power armor, bolt suit. That should give that everything it needs for the actual slot to support. So this is going to be my baseline that I'm going to use for everything else. There we go. So Tegan's armor is going to be my baseline here for what mods are applicable for it. Go down to where my the exclusion of the Atom Cats one. That one should be compared against Zeke's. Do a compare selected. We want to say want to do, so let me unselect Tegan. This way I have all of these, or compare selected. Then I can go and say, down here in the keywords for the armor, remove from selected record. This will remove everything. Moving the entire thing. Reselect Tegan's armor, do recompare selected. And then what I want to do is copy to selected records. This will copy it across to all of the other records, giving you access to all the same things there. Are any notable ones missing? Where's the first one that uses featured keyword. Alright, so these ones I want to do compare selected. Copy to selected records. That matches all of those. Let's see what else. I want to compare Zeke's jacket, which you get from the Adam Cat's quest, to the Adam Cat's outfit. Compare selected. If I just copy the selected records, I'll overwrite that. All of those should be good there. I think that's all the stuff that it needs to match there. Now, these I'll just use 54 as their slot. So the Vault suits I'm going to change so that they all use just 54. I'm going to compare them against the corset. Select all of these. Compare selected. So all three of those use the same thing. Copy to selected records. Now I have to go through and edit each and every one of these entries. Is it not actually showing the entry? Now we're going to change name. Going to be annoying because these ones I have to do really manually. I can't do a copy across because it'll change the entire name. And all I want to change is one of the tags in the name. Only take a couple of minutes. It doesn't look like it's going to be too time consuming. A couple more. that should take care of the vault suits. There was another thing I wanted to do. Dresses are going to be also resorted in a similar way. Where are all the dresses? Now I'm looking for references to skirts or dresses in the name. So I can do a compare selected and then do a match against all of them. The dress might be a bit too fancy to fit underneath another outfit. Missing any other dresses? And I somehow have to unselect them, didn't I? Alright, start at the bottom of my list. Looking for dress in the name. These are rags, so you should be able to fit those underneath anything. Others, workers' undergarments. I'm thinking of adding hazmat and clean room suits because they would seem like you could put them under. You just have to keep an eye out for, like this dress. Grognak. Needs dress. The headgear would always, you'd have to have it always override headgear because, you know, the hazmat suit's all consuming. I think that's all of the dresses. Oh, I like that one. Compare selected. Now, where's the one that's the hood? I don't know. I waited all day for him to come by, but he never seemed to show up. I don't know. Maybe I misheard him on the day it was happening, but I figured I waited long enough that I could go and do some modding. All right. So for all of these, I want to do a copy across, copy to selected records. Copy to selected records. Why does it not want to show me the records? It doesn't want to show me anything right now. Alright, so I've got to reopen it. Here it is. Sort by name. Now I have to re-select all of the ones that say dress in the name. What else is a dress? Not the feather dress, that's kind of fancy. You probably couldn't fit that underneath other outfits. Rags be part of this grouping as well, because you should be able to fit rags underneath a proper outfit. All those look the same. That looks like that's all of them. All right. Compare selected. Copy to selected record. Yes. Yes, I am absolutely sure. All right. Copy to selected records. Yes, I am absolutely sure. update the names. Yes, that's right, I'm making Grogneck's outfit something you can wear underneath this stuff. Because let's face it, Grogneck's outfit is a frickin' loincloth. Pretty sure you can wear Grogneck's outfit underneath, like, a colonial duster. And no one would really notice. The annoying part of this is seeing how many more you have left to do. I'm getting discouraged. I gotta wonder how the children of Adam actually survive all the radiation. Do they just keep sucking on Radaway? Where do they get all the Radaway? Because logically they should be dead or ghouls. And most of them are not ghouls. Whew. I think that's the last one here. Yep. So those have all been resorted. Save. I'm going to now. Alright, so these all say dirty in the name. How do I want to do these? If I want to properly name convention them. that. So when I finish with these, right now, with this section here, what you'll end up seeing is postman uniform dirty and then clean postman uniform. But of course, the next thing to do is to change all the ones that have clean in their prefix, make it a suffix. So that way the two will actually show up next to each other in your inventory. Only a few more, looks like. I'm going to go down to the last one in my records, just so I have the bolded text as working as a mental stopgate so I don't get too wound up in my work here. Dirty black suit. Dirty blue Institute lab coat. Dark green. So all these say clean in their name. Alright, so that should take care of all of those. Any others that need to be updated? I have that listed as laundered, don't I? Ah yes, laundered. Keep the naming similar. Just go with laundered as a tag at the end. Rose dress, laundered. Pink dress, laundered. Loungewear, laundered. Green dress, laundered. Denim dress, laundered. Cream dress, laundered. Blue dress, laundered. All those look like they're good now. anything else that I feel should be modified here? Ah, that's what I'm missing. I have not enabled the super mutant gear for being modified at a workbench. So select all of those and I'll take, ooh, I don't know. Utility coveralls. Compare selected. Let's do it this way. I'll go here, and I'll go to the super mutant, do compare selected. So we don't want unscrappable object, we want that removed. This will actually allow you to modify the various super mutant gear. With a number of effects. 1, 2. There we go. Take the super mutant bandages, select all of them, compare selected. Apparently the player can equip some super mutant items. That's weird. Copy to selected records. Have that one selected there, and we want to go select these. So the actual categories will show up, and we'll want just any one of them should do. Pair selected. Copy to selected records. There we go. So now all the super mutant gear supports modification. What else? Dog armor. I had a mod supposed to actually add an armor value to dog armor. Do I not have it selected here for... Oh, no, there. Armored dog armor. So light, heavy, helmet. Heavy dog armor offers what for its damage resistance? 30. What's the dog collar? No. Double dog collar? No. Dog helmet. Five. Nope. 20 for the armored. That should take care of that. Now, there was one other thing I wanted to do before testing it in-game. Let's see now, where is it? Rings, that's right, the rings. So I've got the intelligence fortification effect there. I've got all of this stuff, so if you want to craft it, you can. Oh boy. Luck fortification is there as well. Select those two and go with that. Do a compare selected. There we go. Copy to selected records. There we go. Alright, we should be good. The only other thing I probably want to take a look at is making sure these are all supporting all of the categories they need to support. In the proper order. Compare selected. Copy to selected records. All down. So now they all support the miscellaneous, no weave, legendary modification tabs. Go the same. Dogs are the same. That should be everything. I'm thinking maybe eyewear I need to tinker with. No, those don't need any extra keywords, except for that one. That's what I needed to fix. Let's make sure they're all sharing those keywords. So the wraparound goggles, down to the black rimmed glasses, pair selected, that entry. Metal torso from Armorsmith Extended, hat, universal lining. Copy that one in to my first of the headgear. Do a compare selected. So that has them all using the right items there. Anything else I am overlooking? Don't think so. Oh, I know one item that could use some work. I want to add the power armor effect, MA armor goggles, to the hazmat outfit since they're full body. Hazmat, here we go. Compare selected. And copy to selected records. There we go. Whew. Now, with all of those changes made, I still haven't done anything with power armor. I have a completely separate thing I'm going to do with power armor and the actual armors, but right now we should be good. The only other thing I really need to check is did I miss any from the original game? I think there are some clothing items that still aren't properly renamed. Fallout 4. And we're looking for armors. Sort by name, ones with actual names will show up in the Pip-Boy. Doesn't look like I'm missing any. Pretty sure I grabbed every last one of them. Alright. So I don't need the armored dog mod turned on now since its functionality has been fully integrated into mine. Disable that one. Functional rings I can also disable. Like now. Apparently I have 116 mods. Alright. Launching Fallout 4. Let's see how it looks now. I think I've taken care of all the duplicate entries and got a good sort on them now. I disabled a couple of mods. While we're here, I have leveled up to level 75 while I was doing all my crafting and running around the settlements to get all my junk situated into one place. So, I have a new perk point because I've gotten everything I can in the melee weapons, the armor. I've gotten all the equipment crafting stuff done. I now have a perk point that I'm not quite sure what to do with. So, quickly, I'll pull the chat to see what I should do. Because you can see here, armorer, blacksmith. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff I could invest in. I'm personally thinking I should invest in intelligence so I can get up to nuclear physicist and make my fusion cores last even longer and make my Gatling laser have more ammo. But other than that, nothing really strikes me as important enough to invest in. Maybe that just for storyline reasons. Toughness is always a good choice. There's also, I think I have access to Refractor, which gives me energy resistance. Heavy gunner, of course. But I'll let you ponder that. So, if we go over to apparel, and if it isn't renamed on my own, you'll see here, headgear, hat, helmet,
voice of the Minutemen. It's just past
jewelry, ring.
All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
So they're each using a different slot. Interesting. Alright, so I've got all of my combat armor gear on. Got eyewear on. Got the Ushanka hat on. Got my lab coat, which for some reason is still just listing it as lab coat, when I should list it as, you know, full name.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
But there's everything. Yes, there's clipping issues, but that's really up to you to figure out the best way. Hands are showing up. Good. And if I go to the armor crafting workbench, you can see here that my classes I can add the recon sensors to, targeting HUD. I can add a legendary effect to it. You can see all of the outfits I have in my inventory now. Looks like there's still a little bit of duplication. For example, where is the other harness? This one. Just the insulated lining, I can go and do something like...
All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
Increased duration of chems 50%, yes. On this particular character, yes. Damn chems. Damn chems. I could add almost unbreakable, not that it necessarily needs it, because it's doesn't have actual durability.
It's 11 p.m. out there. Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
Do the same thing with my eyeglasses. Though I don't have the circuitry to do it. So I can add one of these. Yeah, sure.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
I can even add in legendary effects to the wedding ring. Sure, why not?
You're tuned to Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
What are you building?
Yeah, some of these aren't properly renaming, even though they should. Might just be because were here before I did all the renaming. Now, I should have the Volt suit in here. See, wouldn't it be at the top? Okay, I can see there's damage resistance on the dog stuff. Now, if I go and put on my normal combat attire, for some reason that's not taking the same, it's not properly updating. But there we go.
All quiet here. Stay tuned.
There's our normal combat attire, and we've got a bunch of effects on it now. As you can see, we've got the Volt suit is underneath everything, and if this works right, when I take off the harness, we actually cannot see the Volt suit. Might be from the other items on top of it. It's still a work in progress, as you can tell. Or to take off that, for example. We see the harness. You can see the harness. If I put the Volt suit on, take the harness off. Nope. So it still needs some work. It's not perfect, but not too bad. Coming along, not too bad.
I'm sorry. I didn't be very good.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
Don't have any junk to store.
Don't care much for good.
But seems to be coming along pretty good now. I left my power armor over here, as I was doing, because I didn't want it in town. But, yeah, I'm going to go upload this mod, and then I'll probably be back to do a little bit of play testing. So I'll see you all in a few minutes. Remember to think about what we should use that perk point on.